Okay, guys. Um, so I look at this each night and I say, for one, I look to see if it's filled out, and I kind of just go through this and just look and see what was sold. I flip the different stores. This one's real high in the maintenance and um, producing sales, and then I look at this. Comparing from last week to this week, he already sold 5 air filters. One of his commitments in 40X was to sell 6 air filters for the week last week, and he missed it by one. So for him to already have 5 for the week, that's pretty good. And then the other thing that I'm doing to kind of coincide with what the whole count sheet is, last week and the week before, I had a managers meeting each week, and we went over the count sheet. And one of the big things is to push on full synthetics. We started the 39.90 full synthetic push and converting existing customers over to the 39.90 full synthetic. That whole plan for 2020 to get full synthetics the number one oil change. So this is Kearns, Utah. He had sold 17 full synthetics out of 23 oil changes the very next day after the meeting. And so, when I look at this now, it kind of forced me to be more more of a habit of checking the count sheet on a daily basis. I look at the ratios here. It's important that, and I've been doing this for so long that I kind of know the ratios. Like on air filters, I know a good number is about 1 in 6. But I go down and then the intake, the fuel injection, and I look at these, and I can tell you, like, fuel injection intake ratios, they should be somewhere between 25 and 30, which this, it looks like somebody's messed with my um, formulas in there. So I want to show you this. Look at this. Look at the oil change in full synthetic. The 39.90 is going to bring in the different type of customer than what we have. It's going to bring in that higher end customer, that value customer, and it's going to create. We're changing the mindset of everything that we're doing. So look at what he's done, even just in a couple days. On Monday, only out of 33 cars, 14 of them was premium, and 17 full synthetics. And this also affects your ticket average. Yesterday, 2 premiums and 16 full synthetics. I go through this and I just look at it and I look at the ratios, and then I go right here and then I look at my overall. And what I'm wanting to do is I'm wanting this overall number to actually decrease each week. And one of the other things that I've done is I've gone and I've taken, let me get to where I need to be here. I want to show y'all one last thing on the count sheet. You can see for the week, he sold 15, 21, 24, and see how it's increasing. And this is the ratio, 1 in 6. Remember I told y'all the good number is about about 5 or 6. This is the number that I'm looking for. The cabin filters, again, that's a little weak, but you see his area of focus should be on the fuel injection, the intake, and the radiator flush, especially being up north. So it gives me the ability to go in there, and when I talk to him, I already have it in my mind. Hey, I need to talk to him about those 3 areas that he's weak in. And like on state inspections, we're not doing any state inspections. So I'm trying to get those guys, the managers, into state inspection class so we can get that number back up. But, when I look at this, I go to the overall, and here is, remember this week so far, I'm 1 in 11. I'm 1 in 8 right now as an area. And this is exactly how many they've sold. The cabin filters are 1 in 12. The fuel injection, somebody's helping me out a lot, and because he sells, fuel injection cleanings, but coolant, I mean, that should be a higher number, especially being up there where it's cold, and it should be, probably 1 in 20 as a ratio. Do we all understand what the ratio is? Ratio is the number of cars that it's taking to, it's the number of cars it's taking to sell that one service, that one air filter or that one cabin filter or that one coolant flush. And then down here, this is the good numbers that I'm looking at. You see how my 82, and now it's 134, and now it's 136. You see where I'm going with this? This is a track record where, this is true numbers, and you're going to see this 35.2% actually grow over the next few weeks by the campaign that I've got in place with banners and email blasts. You're going to see that number grow. And my ultimate goal for this is about 95%. And I can, we're at 35. We're just starting to embrace it at this point. But I will tell you this. Let's go back and let me show you one other sheet. Right. And then this is area 22. And you can see, we go to straight to the here I'm at 1 in 7, 1 in 10, and I go down the list. See how much difference what this count sheet has done? Because area 22, I have been doing this for almost a year now. So when they look at this, you see the ratios are a lot lower, embracing what we're doing yet. But Houston is, and that's why you see these lower numbers over here on the right. But the big number I want you to see, 96.1% full synthetics. That is a $40 ticket average for any customer that walks in the door right off the get-go. Remember PPCs, huh? Products per car. That's where this whole count sheet come from, is products per car. And my goal is to have 2.5 products per every car. What I mean by that is the customer walks in wanting one service. I want manager or someone else to sell at least 1.5 more. Preferably, it's really hard to hit 3. You think it's simple, but it's really not. It's really hard to hit a 3. And so that's kind of what I'm looking at. But you see this 3.5%. I mean, that's unbelievable, man. I just wish I had more cars. If I could double my car count, I mean, I would be unstoppable. It helps me in managing each individual store. And that way, when I walk in there, I already have mental notes of exactly what their weaknesses is. If it's a fuel injection or intake or radiator flush, the different areas like tune-ups, is on here. There's just different areas, and that I can walk in, and I've already mentally have a mental note in there that I can go in there and sit down, just getting him to understand the basics. And once I get understanding the filters, then I can start working on the flushes and that type of thing. So I kind of pick certain things to talk to with each manager. I mean, every person is different. That capability of walking in there any day or time, and what I need to talk to them about. Pure data. The financial and the P&Ls, they help me, but this breaks it down to a different level than what those reports give me. I think it holds it builds camaraderie between the stores, because if I go back to the count sheet with I was showing you all the full synthetics between the two stores and embracing the full synthetics yesterday, and what that tells me is that they're talking amongst themselves of how many each of them are selling. And that helps me manage them, kind of a hands-off approach. They're managing themselves, because now they're talking to one another, building that camaraderie. I think they look at this and kind of like the 40X, when you make a commitment, and this is kind of like a commitment that they're doing, and they look at it and say, they look at one another, they kind of police themselves. And that's why I feel like it's important to combine the area. That way we're all competing. It's competition. This is everything that we do each day. We're just compounding the data, day by day, week by week. And I think the other one, maybe the fifth one, is firsthand. I mean, it's like, I don't have to go and pull up 3 different reports to see how many air filters, store 3317 so, or how many air filters 3318 so, or 3319. It's right there all on one report. So it summarizes everything.